Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So this is the Speed Gaming Spring Marathon, benefiting No Kid Hungry, a charity with the mission of ending childhood hunger. You can get the donation link by typing NKH in the chat. I'll drop it after this. And by looking in our Twitch profile, or by going to SpeedGaming/No Kid Hungry. They help. It's a great charity providing meals for children in need, as well as supporting food banks and community groups that serve the areas that need it most. So, fantastic cause. And we've got TGH here, going to be running the Minish cap. So, yeah, take it away.
Yeah, thanks very much, Troy. Appreciate it. Hi, I'm TGH. I run a lot of 2D Zelda, and happy to be here for Speed Gaming's marathon benefiting No Kid Hungry. Super good cause. All right, so, and that's what I have my name as well. It might not be obvious first, but for NKH, it's as much as I can really fit in one file name. So that is what we're gonna do. But one thing I am going to do real quick is actually reset, or soft reset, and the run's gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. I was a little bit late on it, but basically doesn't really matter too much for marathon's sake. But the reason I did that was because the RNG actually resets in this game for basically soft resets or hard resets. Typically it resets for hard resets only for a lot of games, but for this game it's actually soft resets as well, which works very much to our advantage in both this situation as well as further on in the run. Just keep that in mind, because that's going to be important later on as well. But right here, we're actually going to be manipulating RNG. This is actually the simplest RNG manipulation in the run. We're just going to be manipulating for a blue rupee to get inside Link's house, which makes the rupee routing much more simplified. Makes so that we don't have to get a missing blue rupee later on. Missing meaning we want it but don't have it. So we just manip for it in Link's house, which is super convenient. But basically, there aren't too many things that influence RNG in this game, which is why we're able to... This is a Capcom Zelda game, after all. The Oracle's games are kind of like this too, but basically, we get to text mashing. There's just a lot of mashing at the beginning here. Mashing plus minimal movement. In this game's really nice for mashing, actually. You can hold B and just like swivel the D-pad, which is really nice. And right away, you're going to see the fastest method of movement, at least at the beginning of this game, is rolling. So it's very much in the style of something like Ocarina of Time, where you roll to move a little faster, basically. In this case, it's like twice the speed or something as normal walking movement. Link walks very slow in this game, but... so here we have the 20 rupees, and right here, we're going to lift up and throw this pot for 5 rupees. That's the manipulated 5 rupees that I was talking about earlier. I'm just going to roll out of the house and follow Zelda up the path here. So there's not really a whole lot going on at the beginning of this game, so if we have donations, now is definitely the time to get those.
Well, we do have the one from Mitch Flower Power with their donation incentives they did during their run. So they gave $120 just with a giant woo. I'm trying to like mellow myself down after so much energy I just had. We're gonna be here for a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to use up all my energy. I got 4 hours of this.
I'm trying not to use up all mine at the start. I'm just trying to like pace myself. This is a long run to do solo commentary for, but I'm gonna try my best. Yeah, this run gets very technical as it goes. Like lots of things that are gonna be hard to explain in a short amount of time. So that being said, I'm gonna try to do a lot of explaining up front, I suppose. But right now is probably not the time to do it. But we'll see. We'll find a decent time for it. There's a lot of just like normal movement in this game. Like just like not really anything super interesting at the very start. We just have a lot of rolling.
This always reminds, like this type of style reminds me of so many other games because, you know, it's inspired so many other indie games.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I will say that the sprite art for this game is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's just it has just like such a charm to it.
What system is this on?
This is GBA. This is Game Boy Advance.
Oh, okay. So yeah, good sprite work for Game Boy game.
Yeah, it's super good. Like sound design is also really, really good. So here's Vadi. Vadi is the main antagonist of this game, and he has supposedly won a contest. And so he gets to basically, I don't know, touch the Force Sword or whatever it is. I'm not totally up to date with like lore of this game. It's been a while since I played it casually, but basically, yeah, Vadi has the opportunity to do this. So he does. He unleashes the monsters into the world, and we never see them again. You know, so that's interesting. And then we fail to protect Zelda, she gets turned to stone, and thus the plot of the game is set in motion. And we're gonna get a really long talking to by the king and the smith that we were talking to at the very start of the game, which is gonna result in us getting the sword, our very own sword, and not one that we're supposed to deliver, one to use on our own, which is nice. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be doing is going straight to Minish Woods and entering the first dungeon of the game, which is Deepwood Shrine.
Can I say a couple more?
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, because we got some while you were just in those cutscenes.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
We got 2647 from Impia, no comment, and $20 from Ori Sky saying "E hey oh." Guessing those are. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I should have tried to do those in Link voice. I guess my bad. Looking forward to hearing the lovely tunes of the Legend of Owls. Say hi to Eslo for me, and good luck on the run.
I will. Eslo is we're about to meet Eslo real quick, but yeah, sorry, I forgot to do the king, like my impression of the king earlier. Yeah, let me give it my best go here.
That was what that was. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, there we go.
I didn't hear it. The sound's kind of low, so I don't know what I have to do.
Oh no, don't worry about it. You don't have to do anything. I'm just making it sound like an idiot. That's all. All right, so we're here in Minish Woods, and here's where we're going to meet Eslo. Eslo is going to be our hat, which basically, so Eslo was supposed to be like the origin of Link's hat in the franchise until they made Skyward Sword and ruined it. So yeah, so that's what Eslo is. That's Eslo's legacy.
Sad. We only have a Master Sword origin instead.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess Eslo was not meant to be like the hat, but Eslo does give Link a hat just like what Eslo looks like throughout the game, like at the end. So
is he like a bird or what is he?
I don't know. He's got a beak. He's got a beak and he sounds hilarious. Can we get an E counter? Eslo's favorite letter is E, by the way. You'll find that out very soon. You see, there we go.
Is that Amber in the background?
Yeah. That was indeed Amber in the background. Alright, so here we kind of are introduced to the main mechanic of the game, which is Link shrinking down to the size of these beings known as the Minish, or the Picori. But basically, this game is really well designed. I'm gonna be real about the game design here. This game is super well designed, and just like the concept of it is super nice. Like you shrink down to the size of like these acorns and whatnot, and like you can see like the scope of the world just like kind of play out that way. This is certainly not the only example of this. You can see like shoes and like barrels in the town serving as like buildings and places of residence for these creatures. And it's like super nice. It's just a really charming game overall.
I will note that this whole time we do have a donation incentive for the next round, the Breath of the Wild round.
Ooh.
So we need $40 more for Acquire Master Sword.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Alright, so one thing we need to know about this game in terms of, like, you know, how it works is it operates on flags, basically. Like, flags are very, very important. Flags meaning, like, you know, you have to do one thing for another thing to actually occur. So we needed to go talk to the Minish guard, I'll call him a guard, in front of that doorway to get the Deepwood Shrine, and then we could go get the Jabbernut, which we did just get, which is going to allow us to actually talk to these Minish and understand their language, because they don't speak the same language as you. And now that we have the Jabbernut, we go talk to the Elder, and then we talk to the guard, and the guard moves, and here we go. We're now in the Deepwood Shrine, or we're close to it at least. So as most first dungeons in Zelda typically do, this serves as more or less a tutorial for a lot of the mechanics that the game has to offer, like stepping on switches to make things happen, pushing things around, whoops, etc.
Starting with an easy puzzle.
Yeah. Did you know, by the way, that the button to open a chest is the same as the button to roll? Actually, I guess you could use the A button too, but... You see me just like... You literally see me rolling past the chest there.
I'm sure the dialogue's like very fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I see we're not in English, so I won't get to experience it, but I can tell just by character that Eslo probably has some great lines.
Oh, yeah, Eslo's a great character. Yeah, funny, actually, thank you for mentioning that, because we do play on Japanese in this run because of both faster text and also some Japanese exclusive glitches, which we'll touch on later. Stuff like portal items and a lot of the manipulations that we do later are Japanese exclusive.
So you need a Japanese copy to...
You don't need a Japanese copy, but it's really nice to have.
Okay.
I'll say that. Like, you don't need a Japanese copy to speedrun this game, but it is recommended. But you can speedrun the game on any version, really.
We got plenty of runners to do both, I'm guessing, if they're not doing emulator.
So think of it this way: the randomizer is actually on European version.
Okay.
For this game, and this game really does have a really good randomizer too, which I do occasionally.
Did also just, by the way, get $100 from Dark Tower.
Ooh, sick.
So that will, yeah. So and they put it towards the donation incentive, so that broke that. So I will have Breath of the Wild's Acquire Master Sword category.
Yo, that's gonna be sick.
So yeah, glad to support a great cause in the runners, commentators, and staff making this happen. Please contribute to the Sword Master Sword and HAL room incentives. Oh, so put it towards both of them. So we'll see all the one that they did.
By the way, if you see a message in chat from Myth197, they actually know far more about this game than I do, so definitely listen to him about this game. Just throwing it out there. He is like one of the premier knowledge bases for this game.
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting word from the chat that I'm a bit quiet. It was so much more hype, like, but I'm cool with it going down to chill. We can be a comfy stream now.
I can turn you up. I can turn you up slightly.
Oh no, this is for tech side, not you.
Oh, okay. I thought it was on stream side. Okay.
No,
right, so
we use I think Diesel handles that stuff.
All right, so here we have Matter Pillar. Matter Pillar is like the first mini boss that you see. So you hit the nose, and that leaves his tail vulnerable, and you hit the tail enough times, and he's done. Ideally, you want a 2-cycle. That's exactly what we did, so that's good. All right, so now we have the Gust Jar. Gust Jar can be used to both inhale and exhale, if that makes any sense at all. Just like, you know, we're both sucking in air as well as blowing out air. And that can be used in a lot of different ways to our benefit, as you've already seen. Alright, so here's like one of the worst enemies in the game. These are called pestos. We like to call them Yanmas, or at least I like to call them Yanmas because they look like Yanma from Pokemon.
Spot on, yeah.
Yeah, they're also really annoying because like they don't get knocked back by your sword really all that much at all. So like, whoops, that is the wrong way to do that.
This sprite for this item is so cute.
It is. This game is overall just like really, really charming, and I'm not gonna. You might grow tired of me saying that. For the record, I just did something called a push slide there, which would be impressive if I haven't lost a bunch of frames otherwise. but yeah, it's like basically it has to do with something called push value frames, which will come into play later on for another particular trick. Alright, so that big chest right there has something important. It is in fact the big key for the dungeon. Typically big chests in Zelda have something important unless you're playing randomizer, in which case they almost never do. Whoops. Alright, so we're gonna be off to fight the boss of this dungeon. And remember how I was talking earlier about how this game does a really good job of like scaling everything to like your size? And sort of like showing the scale thereof of both you and your environment. Well, this is a really good example of that. Because we're gonna fight, as a boss, this very normal-sized green Juju. Right here. Except we're super small. And this is our boss. And you'll see exactly how we compare to this boss's, or this enemy's size as a Minish.
I didn't realize that we were small for this whole dungeon.
Yep, we have been small this whole time. And there he is.
Big
so we
smile.
so we use the gust jar to sort of, for lack of a better term, suck the base of the green chew. Rinse, repeat. It's really hard to do this fight optimally. There is a bit of RNG as well to this fight. So you have like basically he can stay down for a certain amount of time before he gets up, but I only need 5 hits per cycle until this last one, which I only need 4. So essentially any time that he stays like down for is, or any extra time that he stays down for past the 5 hits that I get is just time that's kind of wasted to RNG. But alright, so that is one of 4 elements that we need. I don't know if Link knows why he needs them right now, but we got that one. That's the earth element. So we need the earth, the water, the fire, and the wind elements. Not necessarily in that order, but wind is definitely last. I think the fire element comes before the water element, yeah. So, alright. Essentially what we need the elements for is to fuse with the sword that we're going to get pretty soon. Which the game calls the white sword, but it's definitely the green sword. Because the game calls every other sword by the color of its hilt. For instance, the red sword, the blue sword. But you get a green sword, and the game calls it the white sword, so it doesn't make any sense. It's the green sword. Got it? Good, good. Alright, so once we get the green sword, though, we need to fuse the elements that we get with it, and eventually create the 4 sword with it. 4 sword, you know, that sword that's featured in that one Zelda game, that's a multiplayer experience called The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords.
That's the cross promo thing?
That's the very same 4 sword.
Sounds like Nintendo pulled a cross promo.
This game was actually made by Capcom. This is a Capcom made Zelda game. So it's really just Capcom doing that, I guess. But Four Swords was actually made, or Four Swords was made before this game.
Oh, okay.
But it features a lot of the same assets, and you can sort of tell that Four Swords was like a bit of a beta for this game, with how similar everything looks and feels. Well, it doesn't really feel the same, but like you can tell that it was like a testing ground for them. All right, so
yeah, Four Swords wasn't Capcom.
Yeah. Oh no, Four Swords was Capcom.
Oh,
so this guy, by the way, Hurdy-Gurdy Man, serves to teach you how to fuse kinstones, but we don't really do that. We just save and quit out of it because it's faster. Or Hurdy-Gurdy Man. I can say that. Hurdy-Gurdy Man. There we go. I didn't know what a hurdy-gurdy was until just recently, actually, but hurdy-gurdy is like the name of the instrument that he's carrying around.
It's a little music box thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that until just recently. All right, so here we have to learn the spin ability, because we need to clone ourselves later with the sword that we're about to get. And the only way to do that is by spinning, or by holding your sword out. All right, so here we have the first glitch of the run. We're going to abuse home tiles here, so we're going to activate that home tile. And for whatever reason, this whole road here does not consist of any home tiles. So we just kind of zip back there, and the result is well, we save 1 second by doing that. That's a 1 second glitch. There are glitches later that save way more time. Like right around 30 minutes in, this run starts to get very glitchy and very interesting. Like up until now, it's been kind of dry, but I promise you it gets better. I promise.
I like some movement-based runs.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I like this run too. It's actually a good balance of like movement-based stuff and and what were we talking about? And glitches, there we go.
Yeah, glitches. It's all good.
Excuse me. Where am I? What happened? What game am I playing again? Daily struggles. Anyway. Alright, so I'm attempting to do something... Nope, I missed it again. So I'm attempting to do something there called a roll lift, which is you placing the bomb, and then 2 frames later, you roll. And what that does, because of the way bombs work, once you pick them up and throw them, they explode faster. And roll lifting is actually technically a glitch, and it's just a way to make the game sort of think that you've picked it up and thrown it already. Wow, excuse me. Alright, so we need this green soup water. Water is soup for plants, just remember that. Anyway. So, yeah, we need this green water for later, because we've already had an instance of watering a blue plant with, blue water. So now we have green water to water a green plant later.
Also noticing, it's amazing your speed doesn't scale down by that much when you get smaller.
No, it really doesn't. At least not in the overworld. It doesn't, not in, places where, the game doesn't scale down with you to, make everything else big. But yeah, basically, it's actually... Yeah, they do a good job, honestly, of balancing the speeds. But when you get smaller, yeah, it's you don't really even move that much slower. You're right.
Yeah, good game design, probably.
It would really be a pain if you moved several times slower. Yeah. All right, so here we see why we need the green water. Because we have a green seed here. We're gonna water this. I remember when I played this game casually, I was super confused by this particular concept.
Is he doing that without power gloves?
Yeah.
Okay.
They say ants can lift 50 times their weight. So, Link can lift 50 times his weight when he's Minish, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Science. Alright, so here we go. What I'm about to do, by the way, is not a glitch. This is allowed in glitchless, but it's basically just taking advantage of the way the mushrooms work. So we just like kind of like slid up there. This game uses layers as a method of like barriers, and we just kind of like grab the mushroom through the division of layers. We'll get further into layers later.
Very common of like a top-down Zelda.
Yeah. Oh yeah, extremely common. Oh, whoops. Basically everything. Please, no. Okay, that's bad. These P-hats are very, very bothersome right now. I might fish for some bombs here in the bushes because like I got really. Thanks, game.
Some great philosophical
Thanks,
questions
game.
going on in chat. If water is soup for plants and you pour the water on the plant, does that make the plant a bowl?
You know, that's a good question. I think yes, personally.
I mean, if it's in a pot, I can say yes.
It depends on whether or not you consider a bowl to be a bowl because of its shape. Which, you know what? I think that's kind of the definition of a bowl. So you know what? Maybe I might have just debunked that theory.
Yeah, like you say things are bowl shaped. Yeah, so that's why I said like it has to be in a pot.
Also, these rocks are... Wow, these rocks are really not kind. I am about to die.
How much damage do they do?
Half a heart.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the amount of health I have.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and... I'm just gonna kill you. This is not a good Chrono. Yeah, that was really bad luck. Like, I just got followed. You know what? I'm getting that. I'm getting that.
I'm guessing deaths are like the same as they are in other Zeldas, where
yeah,
you spawn at the start of a dungeon or like a checkpoint.
Yep. In other words, not great for the speedrun. Yeah, I'm not sure I've ever seen a Chrono Wall that bad. That wall is really dangerous, just in general, but I've never seen it that bad.
So many philosophical bold discussions now in the chat. I can't even read all of it.
We've got a really nice homage here to Link to the Past, by the way. The music is straight from Link to the Past. It's like a bit of a remix, actually, or a redux of like one of the first tracks to hear from Link to the Past.
Making me wish I could hear it.
It's the track that plays when you go out in the rain, like the very start.
I did play Link to the Past a lot.
Oh, okay, I see.
I mean, plenty of the stream knows it, you know. Plenty of.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Link to the Past randomizer.
I mean, this is speed gaming after all.
Yeah, exactly.
Link to the Past randomizer. Never heard of it in my life.
What's that?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Alright, so we are almost through Chrono. Honestly, we were close to not making it this far. So yeah, if I had, long story short, if I had not farmed bombs in the business Deku Scrub cave, I would have been very short on bombs right now. But instead, I am now living large on bombs, so we're good, because I farmed. I spent a bunch of time doing it, but I don't care.
I could do a good segue here if we want.
Go ahead, by all means.
Speaking of soup, want to give some food to some kids? No kid hungry charity happening here. This whole marathon.
I give that one an A+, honestly. That was very well done.
I thought of it, so I was like, I gotta do this.
But no, seriously, support the cause, by the way. No Kid Hungry is a very, very good cause, and SpeedGaming does this marathon every year, so definitely definitely consider supporting if you can. Alright, so here we meet Malari. Malari is going to repair this broken sword that we have, which is going to turn into the white sword, green sword. But first, before we get it back, we need to finish Cave of Flames. Alright, I am definitely grabbing this health. Whoops. Okay. Can I pull off my first roll lift to the run? Nope. I cannot.
Can't second attempt it.
Oh no, it's not worth second attempting at all. It's a glitch that saves like half a second. It saves like 40 frames.
Okay.
It's not that big of a deal. It's just it's like a God. It's like the obstacle skip in LADX of Minish Cap speedrunning, and I'm sure there are like 3 people out there that know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about,
Oh, wow,
oh yeah, the minecarts are fast in this game. Show yourself in chat if you know what I'm talking about. I want to see who knows what I'm talking about. What am I doing?
Zoomed with that minecart. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think Capcom, who also made the Oracle games, I guess they heard a lot of people complaining about how slow the minecarts were in the Oracle games, so they just like decided, all right, you want fast minecarts? Here, you got fast minecarts.
Yeah.
Have some break your frickin' spine speed minecarts.
Yeah, they got whiplash from that.
Yeah. Alright, so, by the way, we're here in Cave of Flames. This is the second dungeon. I'm a little bit late mentioning that. So, we're about to come up, by the way, on the first really major glitch of this run. So we're going to do something called diagonal angle retention. So one thing, you may have seen me push or pull an object, right? It turns out that the direction that object travels is not dependent on which way you're pushing. It's not dependent on, like, you know, whether you're holding left, right, etc. It depends on which way Link is facing. And you can actually make Link face a diagonal angle in this game. Although it doesn't get visually represented by the sprite, you can face a diagonal direction by dropping into a hole and popping out of it, like by holding diagonal. And when this happens, it can create some pretty funky interactions between you and whatever you're pushing or pulling. In this case, pulling. So we're gonna just like kind of push out over one tile, and then by maintaining a diagonal angle, we can do this. And what I'm doing by doing this is I'm going to destroy the tile that serves as a transitional tile between this room and the next room. This looks really funky, but basically we're going to use this to go out of bounds. So now when I leave this door, I'm not going to transition. And we're going to go out of bounds and move over here, and completely normal gameplay.
Wow.
So yeah, that's actually pretty, it's pretty like precise. There's a setup to be able to land right on that like set of tracks.
Does this use similar like Link to the Past stuff where like you have a separate world of inside and outside dungeons?
Yeah, it's similar. It's similar to like the submap system that they use. Alright, so yeah, that's called diagonal angle retention, and we're not done using it in this dungeon.
It looks really cool. The sprites have no idea what's happening.
Oh, God. The sprites nor anything else knows what's happening.
Yeah, let's get some claps in chat for that. That was cool.
Yeah, and from here on out, from this point on, the run will never be the same. This run just became a glitch fest, essentially. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This run just became a glitch fest. Right here, we're gonna do it again. Here we go.
I want to just mention that the screams are coming through in your mic.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
getting that.
Actually, I want this guy gone. Just get in the corner. That should be fine. I don't want him getting in my way. Alright, look down right, and this is gonna look even more funky than the other one. Pull that 6 times over. Push that up, and you notice that Rollabite's in the wall. We're gonna use the Rollabite plus DAR, or diagonal angular retention, to force us out of bounds there.
Nice.
And now we actually need that fairy for later. That's not for safety, unfortunately, the way I'm playing. But basically, yeah, we're at the boss now. So we completely skipped the boss key by doing that. We skipped like an entire section of the dungeon. All right,
Heart's gonna be a problem here?
They shouldn't be, unless I continue to fire the cane in the wrong direction like that again. These rocks can troll. Hopefully they won't troll too hard. Fun fact, I've been doing no-hit challenges of this game, and this boss is an absolute nightmare because he eats rocks with no-hit. One. Kind of rough RNG there. Didn't fire it away. Yeah, basically just hit the edge of his shell with the cane of Pachi, which, by the way, I didn't explain anything about the cane of Pachi. It flips things upside down. Essentially, that's it. It shoots a beam that moves very slowly, and whatever it hits, it turns upside down.
The curved staff we got?
Basically, yeah. It's like the cane of Samaria from Link to the Past, except not nearly as cool. And also doesn't do the same thing. So I guess in that case, it's really not the same thing at all. Alright, cool. I wish I could save that for my no-hit attempts. That is a, well, okay, I did get hit at the start. But not by what I usually do. Alright, so that was Glee Rock, by the way. Oh, I need to inform you that, by the way, there are, here, you'll be able to see it at the end, but there are engravings of Glee Rock on the wall, in this room. You'll be able to see them once I get the heart. There he is on the wall, see, right above me.
Some more
Yeah.
cool sprite work, yeah.
Yep. I don't know why Glee Rock has engravings of Glee Rock in the room with Glee Rock, but it's whatever. I guess it's because he's Glee Rock. All right, so here we have the green sword. I mean, white sword. So there we go. That's our white sword, green sword.
It's like Glee Rock has a Napoleon complex.
Okay, so remember when I got that fairy? We're actually going to use the fairy to do something called bottle glitch right here, which is kind of necessary to do this glitch. So we're going to just use the fairy and then interrupt the fairy usage with reading that sign, and we're gonna bring this guy. Oh, I didn't do that right, actually. Whoops. I'm gonna bring this guy over here. I still didn't do it right. I was supposed to hit him a couple more times. No, get over it. Nope. Okay, yeah, this is... I'm gonna redo this. I was supposed to hit him a couple more times, but I didn't. Alright, so... no, I don't need sound, that's good.
Okay, because I got 2 more.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
yeah, you're good to go.
Yeah, cool. So we got $20 from Anonymous, just giving us a less than 3 part. And we got $20 from KH. No comment.
Cool, thank you. Very much. Meanwhile, I'm out of bounds.
Can't
So
even see him. Where are you on the screen? Where are you?
no, I'm not on the screen at all. I just did something called Chrono Clip, and I believe I'm good here. Yeah, so basically I'm here. By getting out of bounds and going here, I did something that I'm normally able only able to do if I have the red sword, which is the sword I'm able to clone myself with. So essentially, the game was supposed to play a cutscene there, which also sets a flag for the soldiers in front of Hyrule Castle to like actually guard Hyrule Castle and prevent me from getting in unless I go the sewer way. So that saves a bunch of time in itself by not encountering that cutscene. The guards will therefore not be guarding Hyrule Castle, so I do not have to go through the sewers, which is nice. It's also just a really nice, quick way to leave Mount Krenel and get down to read that sign, which, by the way, you need to read that sign, because reading that sign is what creates this, this side quest, or it's what starts this side quest to happen. I did mention this game is all about flags, and that is one of them. Talking to that Minish is another one, by the way. Alright, so now we've officially started the Pegus Boot side quest. And we're gonna go up here and read this. Not read it, we're gonna activate the Wind Crest. We're gonna read the Wind Crest, I guess. Yo, there's a roll lift, let's go. We got one. 40 frames saved. Alright, so now we need to go eastward, and the only way to go eastward is through Lon Lon. So we need to grab this person. We need to grab Talon's key from the inside. And he's like, "Whoa, how'd you find my key?"
I thought we just stole from them.
No, we're actually being good Samaritans here. We're actually returning the key. Alright, so now we gotta go get the mushroom from the witch, and the mushroom is apparently the only thing that can wake this shoemaker up, because it smells so bad. It is actually like canon. It's called a wake-up mushroom, I guess, because it's what it does. It wakes up the shoemaker. So we need to go get it. It costs 60 rupees. And if you take a look at my rupees, like right now, like my rupee count down at the bottom right, like you can see that it's kind of tight. It's a little bit tight, like the rupee route is. The rupee chest that we got in Cave of Flames makes it pretty, like, at this point on, rupees are not a problem anymore, like, after you get that chest, but up until that point, rupees can be a problem unless you do the blue rupee manip at the start of the run. Okay, so making our way back to Hyrule Castle Town now that we have the mushroom. Ow. Coming up, by the way, like, once we actually enter Castor Wilds, that is when the difficulty in this run really comes into play, because we're going to be doing a lot of RNG manipulation from that point on. So remember earlier on in the run I mentioned that RNG manipulation would come into play. We are going to see that pretty soon.
How tight were the glitches that you've been performing? Are they hard to learn?
They're a little bit, like, they're non-intuitive, basically, but they are, like, once you understand them, I think they're okay. Like, they're okay to perform. Doing them consistently is another thing entirely, but they can be done consistently. They can be done consistently.
Okay.
And yeah, Myth is right, by the way. We do need to be at 11 rupees or more for these RNG manipulations to actually work. That, as well as we need a certain heart count as well. We need, like, at least 2.5 hearts coming out of this cave right here for the manipulations to work, if I'm not mistaken.
So these are just like little pointers that we have to use, I'm guessing?
Yeah, so like the way that manipulations work in this game, they actually look at your heart count and like your rupee count to determine what is actually going to be dropped. And we want to completely manipulate this part to drop kinstones, because we need kinstones for later on. We need green kinstones to fuse later in specific kinds of greenkin stones too. Okay, so from this point on, I'm going to be doing RNG manipulation. So I'm going to focus for this one part, and just be aware that everything is intentional here.
And you need to stay about how many hearts?
Heart count is fine.
Gotcha.
For now. Okay, that's what I wanted to see, that rupee there. Roll up here. Okay, so this P-hat is our friend. So all you need to know, the manip... Oh god, whoops. Okay, you're not supposed to kill it. You're not supposed to kill it. We'll do that again. Should have just saved. Oh well. Do this again.
How many pieces is it?
3 here, and then we get 1 more. What? Okay. I didn't cut that grass. 3 here, and then 1 more in Fortress of Winds. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't moving, so I'm gonna bonk. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna do a backup minute up here, because I couldn't get those to work.
Oh, so is walking part of it?
Basically, like, knowing when to walk versus when to dash versus when to roll is important. Basically, like, rolls affect RNG, sword slashes affect RNG, dashes affect RNG in total 12 times per time you, like, do a full dash. So basically just, like, knowing where the RNG is and what you have to do to counteract it. But this is called P-hat clip. So we use this P-hat here to... No, that's not gonna work. We use a P-hat here to... essentially switch layers in a way that does not involve walking over the traditional, like, way to transition between the layers. So the result is us clipping out of bounds and running all the way down to the Wind Ruins without having to do any of that area. And in addition, staying out of bounds in the Wind Ruins and just running all the way to Fortress of Winds so that we don't have to do any of the Wind Ruins area.
So you went 1 layer above what existed on that screen.
I went 1 layer above where I typically, like, would need to be to complete that area. But layers are basically consistent with like, bits of collision in a particular area. So, like, by being on the wrong layer, I'm being affected by the wrong bits of collision, and that's why that's possible. Okay, moving on, because we're not done with hard stuff. We're gonna do something here called lever clip, which I'm on a completely different RNG manipulation for this, but that's lever clip right there. Ordinarily, you're supposed to become a Minish and do, like, a whole bunch of other stuff there, but we don't care. We just do that. And we're also going to manipulate this Armos to drop a greenkin stone there. The run gets really intense here. I apologize for, like, being winded around this part, but yeah, this is hard.
Yeah, a lot of tricks happening at once, it seems.
Yeah, we're gonna try as well to keep on this manipulation because I want a Redken Stone to drop on the Darknet fight to save 2 seconds. I'm not joking. If I don't get this particular drop, it only loses 2 seconds because there's a chest right on the way that has the same kinstone.
I want to welcome all the new viewers from the raid.
Yo, raid hype.
Thank you.
Yo, thanks, BSG.
Thank you, BSG. Using our
34
raids.
So I did 3 extra. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're helping out No Kid Hungry charity this whole marathon for today and tomorrow. So yeah, definitely support when you can, if you can. It's a great cause. And if you can see any incentives as well, I'll drop that in the chat for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so, oh wait, what am I doing? So, here's a totally new RNG manip. I'm about to do something called portal items as well. Portal items is essentially using an item on a portal, as the name kind of suggests. But in this case, we're going to use it to get out of bounds. We're going to use the mole mitts that we just got in order to basically clink off of the portal. It's really strange, but first we're going to do something called Armos Clip. Also, I apologize for being all over the place with, like, with stuff here, but yeah, I'm not supposed to be over here. There's the Redken Stone that we need to manip for. That's awesome. We're going to plant a bomb, do portal items here, get up here, and then I have a 5-frame window to press up and get out of bounds there. And that was pretty perfect. So here we are at the boss room. And that's Fortress of Winds.
Just one screen of just wall.
This run is bonkers. I told you. I told you. I told you this run is absurd.
That was pretty cool, yeah. Oh, iHand boss.
Yep. Shoutouts to Godan from Wind Waker. This is basically Godan from Wind Waker, except it's not Godan from Wind Waker, because it has a totally different step to it in the second part.
Leave it to Nintendo to always make a boss with hands with eyes on it.
Getting out of those chambers without getting grabbed is actually slightly faster.
I'm saying Nintendo, it's Capcom. Right? My bad.
No, you're fine. My health might look a little bit shaky right now, but I actually want to leave this fight on somewhat low health. Because sooner rather than later, we're going to be doing some death abuse. Because wouldn't you know it, more glitches follow this dungeon. In fact, probably a couple of the most difficult ones. Whoops. Oh, good RNG. Another thing to note about the eye pillars there, the eye pillars actually cannot be on the same pillar twice in a row, like in 2 phases in a row. So we can use that to our advantage. And because I don't want to leave here with a lot of health, I'm going to skip the heart container. Just saves a lot of time later on damaging down.
Is this for another RNG manip, or...?
It's for just a straight up death abuse. So like we actually, whoops. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get another bottle right here, which is what one of the Redken Stones was for, in Fortress of Winds. So we manipped for a Redken Stone, and we're gonna trade that Redken Stone, or rather we're gonna fuse the Redken Stone with, our grandpa, the smith, or uncle, whatever relation he has to you, I don't know. The first person you talk with in the game.
Yeah, so I might have missed it if you explained it earlier. What do Kinstones do?
They do this, basically. They make something happen in the overworld. So, like, basically, I just fused with someone from the Tingle Bros group. Also, I don't want to take any more damage now. I fused with someone, like, with one of the Tingle Bros, and it opened up a tree in the like, Central Hyrule. And this is with the purpose of getting the boomerang later on. The boomerang is going to be very important. The magical boomerang, to be specific, is going to be very important later on. By later on, I mean pretty much immediately after we get it, because we're going to go to Temple of Droplets and use it immediately.
So this, I'm guessing Kinstones are very useful for, like, randomizer runs as well.
Depending on the mode you do, they can be. Oops. Alright, we are at a perfect health. So we got a bottle, and now we're on our way here to fuse with this guy for a completely unrelated purpose to what we're actually doing. But it'll come in handy after Temple of Droplets and on our way to Palace of Winds. which is the last dungeon before Dark Hyrule Castle. Basically, you're not, like, that warp is supposed to be kind of, like, not useless, but, like, you're not supposed to use it in the way we're going to use it later. Which is essentially to glitch past the NPCs that are guarding the doorways with a glitch I will get into. Well, now that we have the Ocarina, I should actually probably get into it. So there's a glitch called Ocarina Glitch. It's probably the most famous glitch in this game, I would say. But Ocarina Glitch is when you enter a doorway or a stairway, like, on the same frame as you play it. And it puts the game in a state that does not update your current, like, standing tile. Among other things, like, it also freezes enemies. There are different stages of it, too, depending on whether or not you transition between screens. And it's a very, like, multifaceted, multi-use glitch that we're basically going to use to walk on water very shortly. The water that I'm right near, to be specific, to get into Temple of Droplets without the flippers. In a skip that is aptly called Flipper Skip.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I noticed that these have different, the kinstones have, like, different colors going on, but there's also different shapes here.
Yeah, so, like, basically every NPC that you fuse with has a different shape and color of kinstone that you need to match with. And I'm gonna save here because I'm gonna try to be smart. We're about to do.
That's even more of that RNG control is. So you're saying you're controlling which shape you're getting as well.
Yeah, like most of the acquisitions are actually fixed. All right, I'm gonna focus on the glitch right now. So, this is why we needed low health. So I'm gonna die and enter this doorway on the same frame, which is gonna make the doorway, like, able to be entered and done Ocarina Glitch on. Like that. There we go. And I'm going to combine that with something called Portal Jump Storage, which looks like this. So that jump right there tried to bring me up to coordinate 0, 0, which is all the way in the top left of the screen. And to get out of that state, I pressed R and played the Ocarina on the same frame and then jumped off to get up here. Now, might be asking, why did you do that? Why didn't you just go through the cave like you're supposed to? Well, it turns out you need the red sword for that, and we don't have that. And in order to get that, we need to. Okay, so let me put it this way. We can save like 35 seconds later in travel time by not getting the red sword right now, because we don't need it right now. We don't need it for Temple of Droplets, or we won't need it. Trust me, we won't need it. You normally do need it, but we won't need it. So, yeah.
So getting it later in the run, just not right now.
Getting it later in the run is simply more efficient. Basically, it just equals less travel time. Like, we need to, in order for us to get the red sword early, we need to take an extra trip up to Hyrule Castle, which we don't want to do. So now we're gonna get the Now we're gonna get the boomerang.
Okay, let me know when I can do one more dono.
As soon as I enter Temple of Droplets, which is in like, I don't know, a minute or so.
Yeah, it's totally cool. I know you got a lot going on now.
Okay, that should be fine. Whoa, whoops. Wrong time to equip that. 8 fairy, please. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna take an extra bit of damage. It's fine as long as I don't... Okay, that's good. Alright, so another setup to open the doorway up here at the lake house. But first I need to kill this Octorok. Here we go. I'm gonna save. Be smart. If this looks weird, I promise you it is. Alright, and we're gonna do that. Perfect. Alright, so now I'm in a state where the game will not update my current standing tile, so I can just run on water. That was weird. play the ocarina again to get out of the state, and you may now read donations.
That is so cool. Like all the enemies freeze and everything too.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, we got $10 from Alistair saying, "Love these glitches. Good luck with the run."
Thank you.
So, yeah,
Thank you very
super
much.
Impressive to see that. Like, yeah, I see you doing a lot of like pause buffering to get the right frame for it, but it's still really cool to see all the enemies freeze like that just out of nowhere.
Yeah, so here we're going to see stage 2 ocarina glitch, actually. So stage 1 is where all the enemies freeze. Stage 2 is where it doesn't update your layer correctly, so you can change layers and just run out of bounds. Like that. We can completely skip getting that key, which actually only saves really a little bit of time. Basically to get to this room faster, because we still need the big key, but we're going to see bigger skips coming up soon. And also, subsequently, the reason that we got the boomerang in the first place. Because the boomerang has a property where if you're holding it, you can actually control which way it's moving, which is nice and useful for a glitch. Because when you transition through a boss door, ordinarily you're supposed to like lose control, but oh, whoops. Okay, that's a bad example. I messed up. But basically, you can, there we go. If you hold A, the game, like, can't actually transition you. So the result is you just go out of bounds, and we can go...
of that screen.
We can go straight to the mini-boss, the dungeon, Blue Chew, and get the lantern.
Got a little bit of like sprite throw up going on there. It's like,
oh yeah. The graphics didn't really know what they were doing there. Because like for whatever reason the game doesn't expect us to ever do that. I don't know why. I couldn't imagine why.
I can't imagine. Yeah.
All right, so here's Blue Chew. I will be damaging down on Blue Chew.
More death abuse?
Yep, more death abuse coming up soon in the form of something called Octoclip, which if I go overestimate, blame this trick. I don't care if I get it first try, just blame the trick. But essentially, yeah, this trick can lose you up to like a minute if you fail it. So I'm gonna be probably focused, but I might as well explain it now since I'm gonna be using all my capacity in a minute to try and actually pull it off. But it involves what's called an ocarina boost, which is you shielding off of something and subsequently playing the ocarina exactly a frame after. And what that does is it gets rid of any and all collision that you have with everything. And we're going to use that to deflect ourselves off of a flying pot, a pot that's flying at us, and onto the other side of a pot that we've pushed and are able to get on the other side because we died by getting hit by another pot. And basically just watch. This trick is impossible to explain in any sort of like decent fashion. All right,
I'm ready.
So here we go. So I'm at 3/4 of a heart right now, which is perfect. So I'm gonna need to take one more hit of damage, but we need this pot. One last E from Eslo for good luck. There we go. All right, so now I'm gonna dash down. I'm gonna get hit by a pot and die. I'm gonna get up and then deflect another pot and do an ocarina boost. And if I get it right, I missed it. Okay, so yeah, it's also a frame perfect glitch. That's the one thing I didn't mention. So you need to press shield and then immediately play the ocarina exactly a frame after. And that can be difficult in the midst of doing everything else. So we're gonna try it again.
Only game where you can push pots like this.
Yep. Yeah, the reason we have to die is just to gain control again, which is why I got the extra fairy. There we go.
Nice.
All right, we got it, and we're in. So basically, getting on the other side of that pot lets us clip into the octo. Which, by the way, that's not the real octo. The real octo's here. And just clip in.
Just to melt it or something?
There are 2 octos. It's canon.
Oh, okay.
There are 2.
Okay. No,
I'm joking.
Gotcha.
There are, but
yeah.
basically for the sake.
I recognize that. Yeah.
For the sake of this run, yeah, we have. So this is 0. Is it 0? I don't know. If I get inked, so be it. I think it's 0 roll. Also, this fight is manipulated, by the way. So basically, like, in addition to doing all that, we maintain RNG manipulation by doing it in a certain amount of time. Because RNG very slowly rolls in that room. 3 rolls. Hopefully I recognize the pattern here. Getting hit on the first wave, that's weird. Okay, I don't recognize the pattern. This is interesting. I'm gonna go 3. Hope to get lucky. And I'm a genius. I totally knew that 3 would work. Awesome. Okay. 3 worked. That was complete luck, by the way. So, like, ordinarily,
you have a sheet in front of you or something.
I mean, runners can have a sheet in front of them because, like, you're supposed to identify the rock patterns that fall on you at the end, and I could not identify that pattern, so I was like, I'll just do 3. Not for any particular reason besides, I don't know, just instinctual. I have no idea, but 3 rolls was the answer. Because it was. And for no other reason. Alright, so now we have 3 elements. We need 4. So we're gonna go over to Palace of Winds. Immediately. The dead king just told us to go to the graveyard. We're not gonna go there. We need to go here first, though. We need to get the red sword. And as a bonus, we'll also get the blue sword.
Is that the first appearance of the ghost in this game? Just randomly.
Yeah, I think that is
to you?
Yeah, yep. Basically, it's like, hi, I'm King Gustav. I'm dead, and then like, here, go to my grave. I have something to give you, and it gives you like the key to get to another part of the game, which we will not be going to.
I'd freak out.
Okay, so the warp that we unlocked earlier by fusing with the Wind Tribe person. This is our first visit to the Elemental Sanctuary, by the way. An area you're supposed to visit directly after Cave of Flames. Directly after you get the green sword, you're supposed to come here. But yeah, basically, we're not going to do any of what the game wants us to do right now. Instead, we're going to use the warp that we did earlier, and a keen eye might recognize exactly how we're going to get up to Palace of Winds, because that warp sends us to the house that, like, you go up to get into the Palace of Winds, ordinarily blocked by NPCs. However, we have a tool at our disposal which allows us to bypass those NPCs. That tool being the ocarina. So right here, I saved and quit there. That might have seemed weird. But basically, we just got the red sword. And this red sword is going to serve us very well. It's going to last us a long time. A whole 3 seconds. So now we have the blue sword. Thank you, red sword. You served us well.
So there's that bit of time saved.
Yep, exactly. This is the reason why we do that portal jump storage trick. Alright, so now we leave. It's also really nice just being able to come in here without going through the sewers, which is the thing that was made possible by Chrono Clip.
Did get another donation in during all
Yeah,
of
for sure.
board stuff.
For sure, go ahead.
So we got $20 from Kazuto saying small donation as props for getting Octo's gift. I never
Thank
knew
you.
how interesting Minish Cap speedrun was. And
It's
I'm
got-
having a good time watching this too.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot more interesting over the past few months as well. Like shout outs to the community for honestly like kind of breathing life into this run. But yeah, subsequently making it very much harder in the process, but still very fun.
Very entertaining though.
All right, so yeah, Ocarina Glitch was the answer, by the way, to get through those NPCs. And now we have Palace of Winds. Palace of Winds, the hardest room is literally right here, the first room. This room sucks.
Do we come back here a lot, or it's
No, it's just a bad room,
okay?
basically. Stelphos, please. This P-Hat is gonna get juked. I honestly was not expecting to actually juke that P-Hat. That's fine.
Yeah, I know some dungeons have like a hub room, so I thought it might be like that, but nope, just a bad room.
Nope, it's just a bad room. Yeah, the Stalfoses can really get in your way there, because if your clones get hit, you have to like re-clone them. It's very, very bothersome. All right, coming up is a fight with some Wizrobes, which is an enemy that I don't think we've seen until this point in the game.
Yet again, viewers will definitely be familiar with that type of enemy then.
Yeah, for sure, but the way you fight them is weird. This fight's pretty cool. I got hit, but it's fine. Pretend I didn't get hit. It's fine.
I didn't see anything.
Good. That didn't happen. You didn't see that. But anyway, yeah, the fight was still cool, I hope.
It looks cool, yeah.
But yeah, this dungeon is cool. A little shortcut there.
Is that intended?
Probably not. But it's possible, and it's even allowed in glitchless as well. Alright, so speaking of something that is... okay, so this one... that one is possibly intended. This one's definitely not. This one's called Stair Clip. And Stair Clip is it's a subpixel dependent trick, which is why I'm doing this kind of weird setup right there. But yeah, you can just kind of squeeze right through that opening and go out of bounds. And because of layer shenanigans as well, this is why we are not affected by any sort of collision. Just like earlier with P-Hat Clip. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to see that one more time in the run. We're going to see that in the last dungeon as well. Yeah.
I love the idea of just casually walking up walls.
Yep. Alright, so here we go again with... Is that gonna work? Yeah, good. Okay, this is called Verbal Hop. It is spelled in a... Or it's pronounced in like a German way. It's a W-I-R-B-E-L-H-O-P. Verbal Hop. But it's basically another form of, or it's another use for diagonal angle retention, which is the glitch that I used in Cave of Flames to go diagonal, or to do diagonal things, to exist diagonally. I don't know, whatever you want to say in that situation.
What's this item called that we're using with these wings?
Oh yeah, this is the, I didn't even mention this item. This is the Rock's Cape.
Like...
This is the Rock's Cape. It is the successor. Well, actually, no, like this is even the first game that Rock's Cape appears in that was Capcom made. Oracle of Seasons would be the first one for that.
Unique type of item.
Yeah, it really is.
I haven't really seen this in many other Zelda games. Like some of the other items, I was like, oh, that's like Gust Bellows, or that's like this item from another Zelda game. This is pretty unique.
Yeah, exactly. We are about to use another instance of boss door clipping, which is the glitch I used in Temple of Droplets, by the way. So we're gonna have... There we go. So we can use the lantern for this one, because the lantern is basically serving the same purpose as the boomerang. It's basically an item that we're in the process of using, so therefore we can't actually transition properly while we're using it.
Just out of bounds screens looks so weird. I love it.
And here's the boss. We're here. We made it. This is Georg. Georg is my favorite and also least favorite boss in the game. I think that should tell you all you need to know about Georg. Really, it's a very fun boss to fight, but it can be very unforgiving. BS, in other words, in speedruns.
Right. Yeah. It's a cool looking mechanic with the clones.
Yeah, it gets pretty RNG heavy later in a couple different ways. There we go. Basically, it's a 4-stage fight, 4-phase fight. So far, it's okay. Whatever. That was fine. Oh, no cloneless. Oh, that was not well played on my part. Give me a cloneless pattern. Nice. Okay. Well, here we'll do this, or we won't. So with certain patterns, I can actually just like not clone myself and just hit all of them on my own. But it is a 50-50 chance to get one. It's fine.
Is it just like a small time save per, or is it like really important?
It can be a few seconds. Like that one was definitely a few seconds. And that's Georg. That's Georg. So now we're going to have all the elements pretty soon, and we'll have a bunch of downtime between, well, a certain fight that's not really fought as intended, and the beginning of Dark Hyrule Castle. All right. So, there's a specific fight that we still need to do that we did not do directly after Cave of Flames when we were supposed to. Nice George fight. And this is the fight right here. Except it's made a little tiny bit more awkward by the fact that there is now a ladder in the middle of the arena that ordinarily goes down to where you get the boomerang. This ladder is not supposed to be here during this fight. Guess who found out for the first time that going down this ladder at the end of the fight causes you to soft lock? Follow-up question. Guess who found that out while they were 40 seconds ahead of world record?
Wow.
At this point in the run.
I mean, I'm sorry, but that does sound like something you do, too.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It sounds like something I would do, huh? I see how it is.
Well,
I see how it is.
Well, no, I've seen some runs of yours. Like you've had you've had some bad luck in other.
You're totally right, though. You're totally right. It is something I would do. It is absolutely something I would do.
I've seen some of your streams. I know I recall how you play.
It's okay because I PB'd the very next run as well. It's fine. Compared to the time I have now, it wouldn't have been close to that time either way. So like, I'm totally okay with it.
Speedrunners are no stranger to choking runs like that.
I thought it was like, I remember laughing about it actually, like in the moment, or like, you know, immediately after the moment maybe, but yeah, that fight, let's just say that fight is made a little bit harder by the fact that there's a ladder there. It's just awkward. It's like, there's actually a strat to do that fight 100% consistent every time and aggro them like consistently to a certain point and then just slash both of them. like with the same slashes and actually just end the fight immediately.
And
However, with the ladder there, it's not so simple.
And it's just because we put the ladder there when it's not supposed to be, so like
Yeah.
the game doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, like there's no better time to do that fight than when we do it. Basically. Which is a shame. Because the game expects you to do that right after Cave of Flames, like right after you visit the Elemental Sanctuary for the first time, after doing Cave of Flames, when you don't have the Ocarina. But instead we have the Ocarina, so we come out of the Elemental Sanctuary for our first time and play the Ocarina, and thus skip that fight when we're supposed to do it. Okay, so Dark Hyrule Castle. So right now in a bit of I don't know, poetry. It's like it's a form of storytelling here. It's telling you exactly the same thing that it told you at the beginning of the game, except with an extra panel here that tells you that Zelda is the holder of the Light Force, which is a thing in this game, I promise. And Vaati is like, interesting. And then, you know, as he never took over, he never possessed the king in the first place in this run, but that's just the way the cutscene is supposed to progress here. So then Vaati knocks Link down. He's fine though. But in the time being, Vaati has taken over the castle.
So that was all his cutscenes.
Yep. So now I'm going to do something that I'm not quite sure I remember how to do actually, but we'll figure it out.
Okay, you got my support.
Oh my god. I okay, you know, it's not a big deal.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you
No,
were
that was not you. That was not you at all.
Okay.
No, never mind. No worries. I missed it by a single frame, I'm pretty sure, or a single pixel. But basically, the idea there was to trigger the Eslo, trigger there, and go ahead and have the dialogue happen during that cutscene. All right, so we're gonna try here to do something called stair clip here, or another form of stair clip, but this one again is sub-pixel dependent. I messed up the setup for it. The setup's really hard, but we got it. This essentially skips the whole first part of this castle where you're supposed to go to the king to get the first key, all the way in the jail cell. Instead, we're just gonna leave the king there because, I don't know, we're feeling kind of cruel today. We're just gonna leave him there. But yeah, stair clip is just a way to skip that whole first part. This room right here expects you to clone yourself. But instead, we can just use a bomb there to deflect the cannonballs on the left side while we just take care of the ones on the right. Hardest room in the game right here. Oh, wow, I told you. I forgot what I was doing. I legitimately cursed myself there. All right, there we go. I deserve that. I absolutely deserve that.
Forgot how
this is not how this room is supposed to go. I have never seen that strat fail in that room until now. That moblin just moved in a really weird way. That's a great DHT so far. All right, so I'm gonna get my revenge on DHT now. We're gonna destroy it, hopefully. All right, so we're gonna use this doorway to miss Ocarina Glitch. Come on, please. There we go. So we're utilizing stage 2 Ocarina Glitch here by switching up layers there to just get rid of our collision on the second layer. Where am I going? I'm not sure if I need those bombs, but I don't anymore. So basically, our goal here is to get 2 more keys after this, so that we can unlock, like, basically the big key takes 4 keys to actually get, but hey, we can get them however we want. So we're doing this. There we go, that's better. That one's actually nice. I can actually manip part of this if I do this part right. I don't know if I did that right. Okay, so now we go the other way. We do the same exact thing, but we go the other way. Perfect, okay, we are on the right RNG seed here. This is more of like a, this minip is nice to get. It's not mandatory at all, like a lot like some of the other minips are for like this route. But nope. There we go. So by jumping diagonally through these transitions, ordinarily you're not supposed to be able to do this. Well, you're not supposed to be able to do any of this, but we're able to bypass a potential barrier there by... Okay, that's fine. Good stuff there.
Roll counting for RNG again?
Yes. I want this and... That's it, I didn't do this right at all. I'm doing the glitchless strat, which is fine. Doesn't really matter anymore. I've already, like, messed up the map anyway. Okay, this is not even the most important manip in this dungeon. Never mind. Never mind important to begin with. Okay.
Sorry, you're saying you missed it.
Oh no, I did miss it, but it wasn't important to really get. It was just like a nice little time saver.
Okay.
It would have made the last fight super quick.
Oh, so boss pattern, man.
Yeah. So like in a couple of rooms here, I'm gonna be fighting a couple of dark nuts over here. These guys are pains. Nope, not quite. Okay, he's gone. Okay, whatever. So that fight would have been a lot quicker had I got the minute. Kamaipa is a bit of an uncomfortable enemy here, these guineas. Something makes them slightly more uncomfortable in this game than they are in other Zelda games. I think it's the smile. It's like, I mean, they're smiling in other Zelda games, but they're just like really, really goofy in this game.
I find all the sprites are so cute in this game, it looks like.
Oh yeah, for sure. So from this point on, we are doing manipulation. So we're about to go fight Vaati, and also do like the Darknet fight before Vaati as well, which really helps to actually manipulate. So I'm gonna be pretty focused on this. Just be aware when it comes to the manipulation that if I miss any sort of sword slash or anything, it's pretty much over. Like, it's not really recoverable unless I like am like super on top of it, which is not common.
And is this for a kinstone or more boss patterns?
No, this is just to do the fight. This is just to do the fight quickly and get decent RNG on the fight.
Gotcha.
So like, I'm rolling a specific amount of times, I'm swinging my sword a specific amount of times, I'm doing this room in a specific way, I'm doing the Dark Nut fight in a specific way. Dark Knight fight being the room after this. That looked fine. Good stuff.
How long did it take you to memorize this?
A while. Oh, I got weirdly like.
Damn.
Yeah.
I asked
Okay.
the question
So
during a cutscene. I thought I was doing okay.
no, it's fine. Like honestly, like sometimes that Dark Nut just like charges at me, and I really don't know why. Like I've tested that on emulator as well. I've tested that with like save states, and I still cannot figure out why that happens. Like it gets to the point where like I try to force that to happen, and I can't. Like it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I could have gotten away with, you know, not redoing that, but we're gonna show it off anyway. I'm gonna try to show off the minute here. We have enough time. If I fail it again, I'm gonna just abandon it though. So yeah, like it's very important that I only slash 4 times in this room after these clones. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Slash and then roll here to keep the RNG right. And let's see if they decide to troll me again. He did it again. Okay, fine. I don't understand. But this is gonna make this fight a lot more difficult.
So, just say, because I haven't mentioned in a while, we are supporting No Kids Hungry charity. So great cause if you want to drop some money into that. We've been running this whole marathon for it. Continues on into tomorrow. Got some incentives to do as well. Breath of the Wild had its incentive was met, but there's also a bid war for Hardcore Uprising after that for later tonight, and then there's a few other donations incentives for tomorrow as well. So consider donating a bit. It's a great cause.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're going completely unmanipped. I missed that last one. It's actually fine. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Well, that was decent. That was actually extremely good for an unmanipped 41. We take those. We take those.
If it wasn't for me being on push to talk, so
I wouldn't clap. I wouldn't clap quite yet because this is the hardest part of the fight right here. By hardest, I mean Vadi can kind of just like choose to do some awful stuff. But
I also don't want to peek the mic or anything.
Oh no, you're fine. So basically the idea here is to uncover the 4 eyes that are vulnerable with the bow, which are random every time, but they can't be the same thing twice in a row. So we can use that knowledge to our advantage. Okay. Oh, I did that wrong, I think. This is probably still stage 2, or phase 2. It's hard to tell. Actually, no, I think it's stage 3. It looks like the same, yeah, okay, it's phase 3. Alright, come back around. You're fine. I honestly got lucky.
Nice.
On the second phase. Because that could have very easily not been, not advanced me to phase 3. But this is fine.
So that's all. That was everything, or are we?
No, we're not done yet.
Okay.
Oh, whoops. Especially not if I just do that. We are not done quite yet.
should have asked this way earlier, but do the clones have hitboxes? Or is it
They do.
just... Okay.
Yeah, but like they don't damage you. If you get hit by if one of your clones gets hit by something, it doesn't damage you, but it just gets rid of your clones.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we were fortunate that those went so well because they can go very, very poorly, to say the least. It's a shame I couldn't get the Manip first try, or, you know, at all, but I don't understand the Dark Nut sometimes. The Dark Nut fight for me is legitimately the least consistent part of that entire manipulation. I don't understand.
Can I read one more, or read?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, quickly, just $50 from Carolinix 355 saying GG's on the Minish Gap run. We're not done yet, so.
All right, so stop moving. Yeah, just get in the corner. It's fine. Basically, you have to find the eye that's like actually looking at you, and then just attack it. Everything else is a fake. Like it won't actually do any damage. That's a nice quick arm.
Boss design in this game.
Okay, so this phase is dark. This is really the last... Okay, good. Like, the last really challenging part of this fight. So... Here we have 3 phases of me just hitting the projectiles back at the eyes with clones. And then after the third bit, that is going to be time. So we're not going too far over estimate here, which... I had quite a few things go wrong in this run, so like for it to be like only about a minute over is not that bad. This speed run is volatile. If this particular run was not any sort of indication, but yeah. So as soon as we get the 2 hits on body here, it's gonna be time, and time.
GG.
I had a 136.09. But yeah, thanks very much for having me on. Like, super appreciate it. Like, I wasn't quite able to get a submission in, but I'm glad to be on backup basically for this event. So yeah, but super glad to be part of it regardless. Great cause, really awesome cause. Contribute to No Kid Hungry, and thanks again for watching, everyone. If you wanna watch my channel, I stream it like nothing o'clock in the morning until like, you know, the late morning. But twitch.tv/TGH_SR if you want to watch some Zelda stuff and some other things as well occasionally. But yeah, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it. To Fiesel and all the Speed Gaming staff for putting this on, and thanks very much, and thank you for watching as well, everyone. Thanks, Troy, too. Thanks for being a host, for being an awesome host, keeping me company, and yeah, for sure. Thanks very much.